talking a little bit about the Rotary Club. How much do you know about the West Bloomfield Rotary Club or another club that is associated with them that actually adopts the young members of Greater West Bloomfield? Joining me right here live on The Splash, a few members of the West Bloomfield Rotary Club to tell us a little bit more about it. We have member of West Bloomfield Rotary Club, Ginger Winter, and West Bloomfield High School student and Rotary Interact Club member, Neil Kth. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate this first and foremost, and I just want to kind of talk to you both about Rotary Club in general and your two clubs, the Interact Club and Rotary Club itself. Starting with you, Ginger, if you don't mind, let's just give a brief overview. What is Rotary, what is the Rotary Club, and why are high school students involved?
Well, Rotary is a club that is service-oriented. They have people from the business world, people who are in education, all different people who care about service for others. And Rotary is the adult club, but we also have Rotaract in a lot of the universities, such as University of Michigan, Oakland University. They have a club called Rotaract. Rotaract many times will take trips where they'll go to places like Haiti. They'll teach people how to clean their water so that they are stay healthy. There's a lot of things that Rotaract does. But before that, in the high school, we have clubs called Interact. And those Interact clubs are students, and we're teaching them how to do service things in the community, but also in the larger world.
Interesting. I like how you broke that down. From my perspective, I kind of see it as Rotary Club being the main club, and then you have something like development clubs right underneath that as you get to that level of being, out in the, I guess, the real world, dealing with the real world situations that the Rotary Club does internationally, not just nationally, but internationally. So that's very, very interesting to learn and to find out. And with that being said, Neil, I'm coming over to you from your perspective also. How do you feel the Rotary Club of West Bloomfield, the Interact Rotary Club of West Bloomfield, involvement in supporting local organizations or partnership like ShelterBox, which I see that you all are partnering with? How does that shape the students' understanding of global and local services?
Right, of course. So Interact Club, as Ms. Winter said, is the high school version of Rotary Club, and we work closely with them to develop these events. So they help us generate ideas and fundraisers for various causes. So ShelterBox is one of our main causes where we help set up stands for ShelterBox within the high school and at high school events. Like, first and foremost, we set up at our family fun night at West Bloomfield. We actually brought a ShelterBox in and we set one up. And we had our Interact Club members give tours of the ShelterBox and try and kind of sell and try to raise some money and donations for this great initiative of the ShelterBox, which is basically a small shelter which are set up for those in needs when their homes are destroyed in natural disasters such as the Palisades fire or hurricanes. And so, yeah, our Interact Club members, they gain this kind of connection to ShelterBox and to the greater world by understanding, like, they're giving the tours and then they're selling and trying to sell ShelterBox, and they're showing people all these tools and how it's been helping around the world. And so that kind of just allows them to learn more about all these initiatives that are going around in the world, and then kind of just give back to the community and let the community know. And it's just a really great learning experience to understand, what is ShelterBox, and then how can we help them, and how can we connect it to our local community? And yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I got to kind of I got to kind of consume that a little bit more. So a shelter box. Shelter box is if I'm not mistaken, it's essentially an entire organization. It's a whole nother organization that Rotary partnered with. And essentially they provide a giant box that'll have a bunch of different essentials in there, from a tent to flashlights and batteries, a shovel, and I would imagine so many other things in between that to help people adjust to possibly losing their entire lifeline, their entire livelihood through natural disasters, like you said, whether that's domestically right here in the United States or internationally. So I would imagine that helps the students understand a little bit more about the world news and world issues overall. Would you say?
Exactly,
Perfect.
exactly.
Perfect.
So yeah, understanding those natural disasters and how we can help is exactly what ShelterBox is about. And, making a difference in the greater world and not just our local community.
Okay. So now we're starting to get to the meat and bones of it. I want to break this down a little bit more. Ginger, with you now, because I want to talk about that shelter box a little bit more. Seems like there's a lot of different essential pieces and parts that go into these shelter boxes, and they're getting shipped off everywhere. So I imagine there's some sort of financial responsibility tied to this also. In what ways can the greater West Bloomfield community actually help fund or build these shelter boxes, or even just help the Rotary Interact Club in general?
Well, there are people, anybody can purchase a shelter box, or they can purchase, and they can do it online. All they have to do is look up shelter box or Rotary shelter box online. It'll come up, and there's different kits that they can purchase. Our Interact kids are purchasing $1,000 of a total shelter box. But there are areas that have smaller kits, like for $100 or whatever, depending on, is it a flood, is it tornado, is it a war, what is going on? And then the people that run the shelter box company in London decide what the needs are. And then they send that to the area that's afflicted. And at that time, the Rotary Club steps in and delivers these shelter boxes to people in need.
Nice. I love how that works. It's a system. It's a collaborative effort also, like we said, and with it being essentially two international clubs and organizations that are doing things to help people everywhere. But I love how we have that tie right here in West Bloomfield. So thank you for providing that insight. And with this right here live on the Splash, by the way, we have a member of the West Bloomfield Rotary Club, Ginger Winter, as well as member of the West Bloomfield High School student Rotary Interact Club, Neil Kth, talking about shelter boxes, their partnership with shelter boxes, and what we can do right here in Greater West Bloomfield to help support people in need with those shelter boxes as well. Ginger, kind of going back to you, I want you to expound on a little bit of this global issue with the local tie that we have. How does Rotary's partnership with ShelterBox specifically strengthen those ties between our local club here and then the international relief efforts?
Well, the ShelterBox idea was started by a man in Rotary. And then they collaborated with this company that makes the shelter boxes. There's 7 different places where they're deployed close to where the emergency is, be fires or tornadoes or whatever it is. And we are letting our West Bloomfield people know about this, because as we have more problems with many different things going wrong with our climate, we need more and more of these. And so you, as a person listening today, you can write a check and it will go to our Rotary treasurer. And I'm going to put up a sign with the information on, so you can copy it down, so you can help with this ongoing effort that we are making. This is the sign where you can write a check to West Bloomfield Area Rotary Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3994 Fieldview Avenue, West Bloomfield, Michigan, 48324. And on that check, where it says meant, you can put ShelterBox in the memo.
Yes. No, perfect. And it's an opportunity for our viewers and our listeners. If you're listening on 89.3 Lakes FM, she just held up a sign. Essentially, if you are looking to donate, you will go to the West Bloomfield Area Rotary Foundation, that address 3994 Fieldview Avenue in West Bloomfield. And if you are writing a check, make sure you put in the memo ShelterBox. That is one way that you can help donate to the efforts of West Bloomfield Rotary Club and Interact Club with their shelter boxes. Thank you for providing that visual and that information as well, Ginger. So Neil, on the student side of things, asking you and inquiring about you, with this specific ShelterBox initiative and campaign, what skills or values do you believe or have you personally gained by participating in this fundraising and awareness campaign?
Right, of course. So with any fundraiser or campaign, and especially with the ShelterBox, we've learned to work with a variety of people and various groups like our Rotary Club and the ShelterBox to set up events. And of course, we've been running these events at various, like the middle school and the high school. So we've had to interact with the administration. So I definitely think gaining a lot of people and communication skills is a personal skill I've gained. And definitely just organization as well, making sure you have enough volunteers, making sure there are enough activities to be done at our stands so that people are interested in Rotary Club and Interact Club and donating to the ShelterBox. So communication skills, organizational skills, and finally, just like being able to convince and sell is an important thing. And you really have to make people believe that they can make a difference because, you know, we believe in this cause so much and that they should believe in it too. So that ability to sell and just make that belief that they can make a difference is just an important skill that we've gained as well.
Nice.
And, you know, setting up these events, like there's just so much that goes into it, just like all that logistical skills you can gain. I think it's just been a great experience for all of us at the club to run these events.
Neil, I have to ask you this just for clarification, perspective purposes. I have to ask you, what initially made you gain interest in the West Bloomfield Rotary Interact Club? I want you to use this moment as a time of reflection as to why you joined, but also use it as a moment to sell to others who may have never heard of Interact or may be interested in joining.
Of course, that's great. So I originally joined Interact because I heard about it, and I had so much free time on my hands early in my high school days that I wanted to make a difference, and I wanted to volunteer. And, you know, there's always a lot of one-off volunteering events that happen around school that you can do with NHS and NJHS. And I wanted to be making a consistent difference, you know, every single month, being involved in various events. And I wanted to be doing it with people I knew, like that were around my high school and my friends. And I saw Interact Club and I just thought that's perfect for me. I can make a consistent difference. I can be with people I know and have a lot of fun at all of these events. So that's why I joined personally. Now, going on to why I think other people should join. So of course, we offer volunteer hours for all those who need it. But I think a bigger thing, me personally, is that we're allowing a lot of young people to make a difference in their local community, which I don't think a lot of people get that opportunity a lot. And you actually get that, you can make that difference in a variety of ways because we've been partnering with so many different organizations like the Haven Shelter and Hospitality House. And these are all various local community initiatives. And that's just like a great opportunity for anyone who's in the high school. I think that's really a big reason why you should join Interact. Yeah, you can be with your friends, you can gain volunteer hours, but you can also gain valuable connections and make just a great difference in your high school, your local community, and, with the ShelterBox, even the world.
Oh my God, Neil. If I was your parent, I'd be so proud, man. I mean, that speaks to your maturity, sir, to feel like I wasn't doing much with my time, and I want to volunteer with my time instead of it being a one-off. I completely understand. You'll hear about an opportunity for community service or volunteer here and there, but then for that consistency so that you're making sure you're meeting new people, learning new skills, and just dedicating the extra time to helping those in need. I love that, especially in a student like yourself, so young. So kudos to you and your parents and your entire village for raising you with that ideology. Ginger, moving on to you, essentially just want to know, are there any other future plans for the Rotary Club, Rotary Interact Club, that you want to let people know about, how they could possibly get involved, and things of that nature, please?
Well, we have many things with the Rotary Club that we do, delivering meals at Thanksgiving and lots of things like that. But I think it's so important that people are aware of what Rotary does, the camaraderie, the fellowship that we have with one another. And it really helps. I have enjoyed so much being a chair of the Interact kids. They're learning so much through doing. And when they're doing things, helping people at retirement places, spending time with people in the community, it really is such a valuable experience. So I welcome anyone to visit our Rotary, or if they have children at the high school, look into that, because this group of Interact kids are so wonderful, just like Neil. He is president this year. He's senior, but we need more people coming up to take responsibility and doing activities that are so meaningful.
Right. Couldn't have said it better myself. You have to eventually pass that torch to the younger generation. In order to do that and spark that interest, you have to be able to do things to kind of inspire them and get them motivated to be involved, which we appreciate both of you being here to take that opportunity to inspire others and let people know about the Rotary Club and the West Bloomfield Rotary Interact Club. Once again, from the West Bloomfield Rotary Club member Ginger Winter and West Bloomfield High School student and Rotary Interact Club president Neil Kth. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Yes.